night. Couldn't get my little microphone thing to work. I got the wrong adapter. Who cares? No, I just wanted to, what is today, Wednesday? Before I start the rat race. I wanted to do a short video because I know some people had asked before, hey, if you're going to be 48 next year, that's really early. Why would you try to get out of the rat race? Well, I think short answer is, and I've kind of touched on this before, but life's too short, right? And also, if I can sit here and say, hey, 48, and again, we'll go through the numbers later. If I can pull it off, if I can say, hey, yeah, I'm working this little part-time job, I'm doing this, wow, I'm having a great life. Hopefully that'll encourage others, since 48 is usually about a decade before even the earlier retirees, which 58 is usually considered like really early. Okay, well, what about 10 years earlier than that? And again, not really retired, because it's not like I'm going to be sitting around on the beach or playing golf or something. But one of the things I did kind of want to touch on, hey, what's something you really need to do before you even think of leaving the rat race? Well, okay, 3 really quick ones. Our house, I think here is, I think it was built in the mid-90s, so not brand new. So one of the years, I went ahead, can't really see this, let me try this again. Whoop. And 2 years ago, I was like, hey, I need to actually replace the siding. I need to put in new gutters. Again, not the best, not the worst. I need to replace this fence that goes around the backyard. Whoa! Anyway, that kind of stuff. You know, you're talking probably 15 grand for the siding, and they fixed the chimney that had some damage. They also fixed some stuff that squirrels had chewed up. Okay, there's 15 grand. Maybe a little bit more than that. Okay, this last year, well, guess what? The roof's 30 years old, so did the architectural shingles. Point being is, this stuff is necessary. It's not like, oh, you don't need a roof. No, actually, you do. But it should be good for, Lord willing, 30 years. Other thing is a little bit different. Went ahead and kept my old truck, and I have my wife's former Escape. Both of them are pretty past their prime. I think the truck has 150,000 miles. The car has 160. And we just put some work in them. And I'm like, hey, I'm okay having like a questionable vehicle and a good one, but not 2 questionable vehicles. So we bought her a new Honda something, nice vehicle. For better or for worse, did the 7-year warranty. So boom, done. Okay, well, didn't you trade in one of those vehicles? Well, for the first time ever, no, I didn't. I actually said, hey, I just spent like 5 grand getting, I wouldn't have done it at once, or I would have traded it in, but I ended up doing like, I don't know, it was like 2,500 in all these different repairs, and then I had to do another 2 grand. Well, after that, and then them giving me like 4 grand trade-in, I'm like, you know what, no, I'm just gonna keep it too, so we have another backup vehicle that gets pretty good gas mileage. Yes, you have to pay the insurance, but I'm willing to take that risk. So yeah, 3 vehicles aren't really necessary, and if I have to, sure, I'll get rid of it. But for right now, I'm taking a chance and keeping it. So point being is, little things like, hey, you need a new vehicle. Okay, get that before you get out of the rat race. Well, I need to make some repairs to my house. Okay, do that before the rat race. Well, I owe some credit card bills, which thank goodness I learned my lesson way back in the day, having to work full-time at corporate and then wait tables in the evening when I first got out of college for like 3 years to pay off credit card debt. But yeah, no credit card debt, because half of those are like a 25-30% interest. So point being, on that short video, little things, get your stuff paid off. If there's something, hey, again, and I don't know if I'd touched on that before, but a couple of little things on the bucket list. Meeting a friend of mine who lives in the Philippines, and we went on a trip last year to Japan. Hey, do that while you're in the rat race, and make your employer pay it while you're over there having a good time. So no, I would say little things is just, and we'll go through a few more of these later, but I'm kind of stating the obvious here, but if you want this to work, you have to use a little bit of hindsight or foresight, and if there's XYZ that you need to get taken care of, do it now before you think about leaving the rat race. Speaking of the rat race, it's time for me to go. So the other thing we can talk about probably in a future video, of course, and that's one of the concerns of me, is healthcare. Because again, it's crazy, and again, we'll go through that in another video, but I think it's funny, not funny, almost like sad funny, like catastrophic Blue Cross Blue Shield insurance, which basically is like $10,000 deductible. It's going to be like over $1,000 a month for my wife and I. So we're leaning much more into one of these Christian insurances like Medi-Share. And again, we'll go into that later. I had a couple of friends do it, and I mean, his was really good. Doesn't mean they all will be, but we'll find out. And then the Medi-Share, which is kind of the equivalent of catastrophic, it was like $250 a month for both of us. So again, it may be one of those things where I sign on and then I'm sharing, Lord willing, really good stories. But if I'm sharing like, hey, whoa, we made a mistake, then I guess we'll find out here. But anyway, I'm off to the rat race. Got to jump in the shower, get the dogs situated, and but yeah, more later. Have a good day. And also, really quick, just to add to this, as I was, again, barely have time to take care and notice, appreciate flowers, appreciate a sunrise, a Japanese maple, because we're always go, go, go. But Walden, and I touched on this before, I took a swim in the famous Walden Pond last year. But again, fantastic book. And I talk about like, oh yeah, fix your house, get your third vehicle. Well, yeah, I understand that that's a little bit, it's a privilege we take for granted. Thoreau, if you've seen his cabin, I mean, it's what most people today would probably call a large closet, with like a small bed, a table, 3 chairs. But no, I think, oh, there it is. Just trying to find it here. Again, I think that some of the stuff that we take for granted, here's what his house cost, $28. Now, even if you look at that, and you say, well, that was back then. Well, okay, even if you apply inflation and everything there, it was like $1,500 today. So yeah, you can't get really anything for $1,500. I was looking for that quote though about most men or women live lives of quiet desperation. But the whole point being with that is, is yes, definitely get your stuff in order, but also keep in mind, you don't have to have a Japanese maple. You don't have to have the 3 cars. I'm just saying, if you want your cake and eat it too, and again, I'm not gonna exaggerate, I kind of do, then it takes some sacrifice, and part of that is quantifying, you know what, I do need a new roof. You know what, I do need to replace the water heater. That's another thing that we did. Replace the air conditioning unit. We did that. And guess what? The air conditioning unit, oh my gosh, I think that was like, we went middle ground, which is, again, good rule of thumb. Don't go the cheapest, but usually you don't need to go the most expensive. So I want to say it was like $6,500 for a central heat and air unit. And again, I don't know, I think it was like 12 to 15 years, and guess what? That thing will need replaced. Well, James, then you need to plan on 15 years from now. No. You do need to plan around some things, but you can't just go goofy. And that goes back to, great book, we might get into that later, but again, Taking the Red Pill, and it goes back to that version of the Matrix. But anyway, I blabbed on enough. I gotta get to work. Have a good day.